Hello everyone, it's Walid. I hope you're okay. Welcome to my place. Today I'm gonna take you through some of the things that I learned through the years about choosing a guitar. So today we meet again. I'm gonna tell you what I learned throughout the years on how to choose an electric guitar, the pros and cons of certain things, and what I like, and I think also what you might like and prefer. It's not that I'm trying to think instead of you, but if you prefer look, I'm gonna talk to you about look of the guitar. If you prefer comfort, I'm gonna tell you many things about comfort, the woods, etc., etc. So, how to begin this video? Maybe we can talk about the shape of the guitar. If you are a fan of LP shape, not to say Les Paul shapes, or Stratocaster shape, Telecaster shape, SG shape, the worst shape guitars has to offer, because I'm gonna come back to the SG inconvenience. I'm gonna start with, for example, the LP shape. So there's something you've got to take in consideration if you're like me, a fan of LP. I'm not saying that it's bad, but most of the LP guitars are made of mahogany, acajou en français. It's the wood of the body, which is quite heavy. Okay, and there's mahogany neck and ebony fingerboard. That's a cool thing. So about the LP shape, what you have to take in consideration is that many of those type of guitars offers lacquered finish. This means that when it's hot, which happens to me every summer, this kind of lacquered guitars is a hell to play, because the neck here is lacquered, is a polyurethane, and when it's hot, your hand are sweaty, and the neck becomes more and more, how to say, it becomes sticky. Voila, sticky. It's sticky, and it can annoy you to play and progress up and down the frets. Okay, it's not a good thing for me. But what you can do, is to lightly sand the neck. I don't know if you can see here, but I took a simple sponge and I slightly unlacquered, smoothened the neck. And now this guitar, which had a shiny finish, is now here smooth. It's called satin finish. So something you have to take in consideration while choosing your electric guitar. For me, the most important thing, where your left hand is most, I'm not gonna say your left hand is most important, but there's something that can, well, there's something that can annoy your left hand, it is the neck. So prefer satin finished necks. Okay? As I am holding this guitar, there are some things to take in consideration while choosing the guitar is the back of your guitar. This is plain mahogany body and relieved. It weighs quite a bit, and this is also a non-relieved body, but it is lighter and also more comfortable to play. As you can see here, there are bevels down here and a belly bevel, un chanfrein stomacal et un accès aux aigus, a high access bevel in order for your left hand to reach higher frets in an easier way. So I talked about for me the most important thing when I buy a guitar and choose and search for a guitar is the satin finish neck. Why choose a sticky neck in summer when there are many offers? There are many offers with satin finished necks. So, something to take in consideration. In the back of the body are the bevels here and here. What about the front of the body? There are no bevels here, okay? Wait. There are guitars which offers front bevels. As you can see here, there are beautiful bevel here. So when you put your right arm, which is as most important as the left arm, you must be, I think, very comfortable in order to practice. And when you play live, I can assure you it's a great thing to have, because if, like me, you like the E shape, the Explorer shape type guitar, Gibson offers the Explorer shape, which is full. There are no bevels, and while playing for even half an hour, it leaves a trace here, a red trace on my forearm, mon avant-bras, which is really annoying, especially live where it can really hurt. Okay, so I talked about the neck, the relief, the body type. What else can I talk about? I know, but I'm just thinking out loud if I forgot something. This is not a scripted video. I just turned on the camera and here we go. I talked about the SG shaped guitar, made famous by Tony Iommi and Angus Young. I don't think that without these players, the SG would have met its success, because it's a shitty guitar. All the SG shape I tried had a neck dive. What is neck dive? It's when the guitar is unbalanced, when you put it on your leg, or when you're staying up playing live. The neck dive, this is the headstock, and the neck dive is when the guitar always does this up. You put a strap up and the guitar always like this. Boop, boop. It's very annoying even while sitting. Boop, boop. It's not this guitar, it's the SG type. I don't have SGs to show you because who buys this? The most annoying things about why I don't like SG type is when I went recording in a professional studio, which was, I must say, we had to hurry. Instead of caring about my playing, I had to care about the neck dive. I was holding the neck while playing, so my left arm felt really sore. Up. Okay? You have also extended range guitars, which are the names for 7 strings or 8 strings. Now there's even 9 strings, 10 strings, or as Jared Dines has the 18 strings, I think, made by Hornsby. Pretty badass. These are extended range guitars. So here is a satin finish neck, which includes a titan in French neck reinforcement, which is very important because with time and weather, when it's hot or very cold, the neck tends to bend like this or like this. So on the guitars there's a truss rod here at the headstock, or on modern guitars there are truss rod spoke wheel adjustment here, which is very smart. And I think personally that all of the guitars now must have the spoke wheel adjustment here and not here, taking a screw, putting your Allen key up. When you have your spoke wheel adjustment here, you just take one thing and boop, 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 boop. It's very quick. But when you have Titan reinforcement here, since I bought this guitar, I never touched the truss rod. The neck never failed me. So here again, bevel here and bevel here for the right arm up. You can see here for the right arm to comfortably stay. Am I forgetting something? Yeah. Something to take in consideration about the body shapes, if you can play it sitting down in order to practice with a metronome. I got a V-shaped guitar, Jackson King V. It was horrible to play sitting down. There are certain types of guitars which are not made to play sitting down. I sold it for obvious reasons. Here where the V, I had to put it through my legs, between my legs. I got to up my left leg, and I had to play in a classical position, which is not bad, huh? But it was very uncomfortable. So take note about this if you're a beginner, and if you buy a Flying V or King V guitar, your learning would be a nightmare. I got nothing else to say. So now we are getting into the hardcore of the video. I took this shape as an example because for me the S-type shape, only my opinion. You have yours, I got mine, I share it. You can share yours too in the comment below. And if I'm forgetting something at the end of the video, not now, I'm not finished, huh? Stay with me until the end. This is, you can leave it in the comments down below. So the S-type is my favorite shape guitar, not looking but comfort wise, okay, because it has a bevel right here for the forearm. You can see it's thinner here, up, it gets thinner. It got a belly cut here. So there are many types of guitar. There are neck-through bodies and bolt-on bodies. Bolt-on bodies, les manches vissées. I got bolt-on bodies and I got neck-through guitars. Excuse me, not bodies, guitars. It doesn't matter for me. Choose whatever you prefer. I've got nothing to say about it. So now we are into the hardcore of my video. It's about the specs. Yeah, man, the specs. What are the specs? Before, when you had to buy a guitar, you go to your local shop and tried. And while you tried your guitar, you notice that this guitar is good for you, not good for you, comfortable for you, not comfortable for you. And sound-wise, you can try it in real time and know what this guitar has in its guts, sound-wise. But now, the reality is that most buyers buy online. When you buy online, there's a shitload of information that you have to read, which are called the specification, the specs, les spécifications en français de la guitare. The specs go through, as I told you in the beginning of the video, which wood the body is made of, which wood and finish. That's why I started this video with those topics: which wood and which finish, which wood of the fingerboard. I'm coming to it later. the nut. I'm going to come. So let's go. Something to take in consideration are the pickups configuration. Here it's a guitar, single, single, single. You could see on internet sites HSS, HH, SSS, SH, HS. H stands for humbucker, which are this type of pickups, les micros. The single pickups have a specific sound, but it buzzes a lot. Okay, so Seth Lover invented back in the 50s double humbucker, double coil pickups, which cancel the hum, the 60 hum cycle, the noise in the background when you plug in your guitar. It's a kind of annoying noise. Even when you stop to play, you play, and when you stop, so the humbucker cancel humbucker, it cancels the noise. Okay, this guitar is HH, humbucker, humbucker, humbucker in the bridge, humbucker in the neck. Okay, bridge because it's close to the bridge, and neck because it's close to the neck. Here is the neck. In general, guitarists use the bridge for rhythmic parts and the neck for solos part. Okay. In French, we say it's the treble pickup, le micro aigu, and the bass pickup, le micro grave. It's very important to choose for what kind of music you like and you want to play, which pickup configuration you've got on your future guitar. All I can say with my experience is that humbucker, which can be splitted or coil tapped, is pure BS. It's pure bull. C'est de la. Because nothing sounds better than a true single coil. If you want a single coil sound, buy a single coil, not the gadgets which oh, this guitar have a humbucker and you can coil split it. No, it's not true. It's just a gadget to make you buy a guitar, in my opinion. If you want a true single coil, buy a true single coil with the advantages of the sound you want and the inconvenient side of it. It's like this. There are single coils, silent single coils. I know that Fender are making them. Anyway, let's come back to what I learned. Why I don't like Strat. Be careful while buying online, so you got the specs and you got also pictures. Something to take in consideration is the placement of the knob. Here, when I'm playing, the back of my right arm, hand is always touching the knob it gets in my way. So what I've got to do is to pass over the knob, put my pinky above it and continue playing. It's very annoying. So this is my last this is my last guitar with this kind of knob placement. It's very, very annoying. For me, it can be very good for you. For example, if you want to do violin style playing, violining, and while you play, you can also play with a volume which can give you a pretty swell sounds. Okay. The pickup selector it's something for me important to take in consideration. I've got guitars with the pickup selector here, which is very convenient. You play and you switch pickups here. On the LP type guitars, the toggle switch is here. It's very good. Up, you play, up. Plus on the LP shape there are 4 knobs, 2 volumes, 2 tones. You can shut down one volume and you can do a kill switch effect while you play, and do the kill switch. It gives something like that when you play, and it's something to take in consideration while buying not so good expensive guitar or a cheap guitar is that the volume knob is useless. It's whether off or on knob, not a real volume knob. On higher range guitars and so expensive guitars with for example 500k CTS pot, you get a real volume knob. The selector here on the Strat is very convenient. You can play up and change with your pinky. The middle pickup here, there are middle pickup on Strat SSS and also on jazz guitars and even on Les Pauls with a 3 humbucker. There are on jazz guitars 3 P90s. I got one in the picture. It was very annoying. This is also quite annoying because the pickup gets in my how do you call that, le médiator, the pick here. The pickup gets in the pick way. So what I did is that I lowered the middle pickup to get less problem. So my next guitar would be free of a middle pickup. I don't like it. So something else. What about guitars with Floyd Rose? Floyd Rose is the system which when you play you can do like for example Dimebag Darrell when you want to do dive bombs. You got to have a Floyd Rose system or a Calor system. If you're a beginner, but you are surrounded with people who can fix it for you and set it up for you and entretenir, keep it balanced, clean and enjoyable. As Dr. Ayub said in one of his video, life is too short to deal with the Floyd Rose, and it's true. It's true. I got two guitars, three guitars with Floyd Rose. It's not a nightmare to set up, but it's very time consuming because it's a floating bridge. There are no wood here and no wood also in front of, so you can play with the Floyd Rose this way, and this way, which means that you have to set it up very parallel to the guitar, and in order to get a good flutter. Flutter is when you tap on the Floyd Rose, on the vibrato, it gets instantanément in place. Hop, hop. That's what is called a flutter. Anyways, it was just to mention that Floyd Rose is something funny to play with, but not so funny to set up. Okay? So what I do is now I've got only fixed bridge guitars. There are two types of bridges. There are bridges like this with no tom, and bridges like this, up and up. You can see that this type of bridge is higher here. I prefer this over that type of bridge because while palm muting I can rest my hand here. I can really securely, safely rest my hand here and play hit very hard. Why? With this type of bridge, when I want to palm mute, if I rest and hit the strings hard, I push the strings. I'm pushing the strings here, and the notes get sharp or flat. So I prefer, like I showed you, this type of bridge for heavy palm muting. Let me think if I forgot something. Yes, I'm only talking about electric guitar. Survey says that if you want to start playing guitar, you better start with a classical or folk guitar like this, but it's a complete bullshit. If you want to start with electric guitar, it's okay. You buy a good amp. There are very good beginners amp, which are very, very good to begin with. I hope I had this kind of hardware of this offer when I started years ago. You now who are beginning guitar now are very lucky because there are many choices of guitars, many choices of amps, many choices of amp modeling, and like me, if you record on your computer or Mac, PC or Mac, there are very good plugins very realistic now plugins, like for example the 14 Natos, which is a very good plugin for electric guitar. There is also, the Bias FX, which is very good too. I used to use Line 6 Pod Farm, which is very good when you know how to use it. Something I didn't talk about you is the neck shape. There are C shape, there are D shape, there are fat necks and thin withered necks, generally on Ibanez's and on Shredder's guitar. I've got small tiny hands, so I prefer small necks because my hand won't get tired too fast. For me, it's just a personal thing with my tiny hand. I prefer small necks, which are also called Slim Tapper D for Gibsons. Wizard necks for Ibanez's. Here on the LP Les Paul type guitars, I can play. The knobs are way out of my playing right hand. It's detuned, but who cares? It don't get in the way, and if I push this volume on 0, it becomes a kill switch. The toggle switch becomes a kill switch. This is an HH configuration. Now I'm gonna talk about the fingerboard woods. There are maple woods, érable in French, ebony, ébène, and there used to be a rosewood palissandre fingerboard, which is now because of CITES, which is restricted, and so manufacturers stopped. Most of them stopped doing rosewood fingerboards. Now there are Rosacer, many substitutes of the rosewood fingerboard. What I like the most and got on all my guitar is whether ebony fingerboard, because it's very smooth, and when I play and do a bend, it feels very smooth and pleasant. Sorry. Very smooth and pleasant to play. So it's a wood that I prefer and like the most. It's ebony. About maple fingerboard, which was on the S-type guitar, which can be yellowish here. Oh, wow! It is also a very dense wood, dense wood, which is also very comfortable to play because it's not grainy, so the finger does not meet resistance while bending. It's my personal feeling. For example, on the Ibanez that I showed you, it's a rosewood, and I got many rosewood guitars. My first guitar was a rosewood fingerboard, and when I play, I always feel a resistance because of the wood grain, but also, now I'm thinking about it, of the fret. So the fret, now we have the choice to buy nickel frets, but for me now there are stainless steel frets, which are now for me inevitable for manufacturers to make. I think this is mandatory. There are inexpensive guitars now which offers stainless steel fret. Why? Because frets here worn out with time. Okay, I sold one of my first guitars because I thought that the guitar was going to die, but it only needed a fret job, a fret replacement. Okay, but with a stainless fret today, the frets have a longer lifetime. So ça dure plus longtemps, quoi. Les frets en acier inoxydable. The dots here today we can choose to have luminlays, which are dots which glows in the dark. They are very handy when playing live. When I play live, I put fluorescent nail polish here to see where my fingers are, especially on stage when it gets dark before generally the first song. It's very important. Today we got luminlays, which are very handy. Something to take in consideration with the headstock, whether it's reverse or not, I don't care, is if it's 3 and 3 inline tuning pegs or 6 inline. I think that the 6 inline is better because it offers a more tuning stability. If you're interested in guitars, you certainly have heard that on all the Gibson, the G string always goes out of tune very quickly. It's because here, when you bend, you are pulling on the string, and when it gets back on the nut, if the nut is not very well lubricated, the string gets stuck on the nut, and that's why it gets detuned. So what I do on the 3 and 3 align head is I lubricate it with a pencil, or I bought nut sauce. I lubricate the nut, and I generally replace the nut with Graphtec nuts, auto-lubricated nuts, which are very handy. Gibson offer 3, or Gibson or other brands, LP shaped guitar offers 3 and 3 like this, which are not very convenient. PRS corrected it and offers 3 and 3 parallel, and always in line with the string, which offers a better tuning stability. So something else to take in consideration on the spec list is the nut. Bone nut offers a more natural sound. Auto-lubricated Graphtec nuts are very good. And there are some nuts on inexpensive guitars which are made of plastic and which are not very finished, which are cut too deep, so the strings get stuck in the nut, or which are cut not deep at all, so the strings pops out of the nut. So nuts is something very tiny, very small. You can think that it's not important, but I can tell you that it plays a major role while playing and in the sound also. A bone nut is what I prefer because now I'm going to an online store. The scale length, I almost forget it. If you play modern metal or not modern metal at all and you want a low tuning, take the scale length in consideration. Fender offer 25.5-inch scale length long. Gibsons I think are shorter, 24 I think. For example, the extended range guitar offers a 29 long inch scale, which is huge, and it offers better string tension for down tuning. The strings are not flabby. Today you can find multi-scale guitars. Frets goes like this or like this. This offers you different string tension across the neck. So fan frets or multi-scale necks frets are very handy. Am I forgetting something? No. If you've got a question now, you can leave it in the comments below. There are differences between passive and active pickups. Active pickups offers a more high output, which can be very good for metal, thrash, heavy metal, death metal, etc. But the inconvenience of active pickups is that they don't offer dynamics. Whether you play it lightly or like Hulk himself, it will always sound the same. Whether with passive pickups, if you play lightly, it will offer a light sound, and you will hear a difference whether you play lightly or hardly. So you decide what is good for you. I chose to have passive pickups and hit hard. If you are a beginner and you want that huge metal sound, you better choose active pickups. You better choose a guitar with a gig bag or flight case. If you're rehearsing, it's better to travel with. Your guitar will be safer. Something very important, the fret ends on the inexpensive guitars are always shit. Fret ends on beginners, entry level, inexpensive, cheap guitars, fret ends, the frets on inexpensive gear or well manufactured guitar, the fret ends always tends to stick out, so you have a piece of steel which is out of the fretboard, and while you slide sometime up you feel it, and it can be very, very, very unpleasant and sometimes dangerous. There is a very interesting video made by my buddy, the Guitar Pit, who bought entry-level guitar and just with a sponge leveled the fret ends, and it gave a very good result. So I recommend anyways to check his guitar channel, very good guitar channel. So the fret ends tends to be sharp on entry-level guitar, while on higher level guitar it's the frets are crowned and worked out by a man. It's not a machine, but very smoothly all the frets. For example, my luthier did it. There's no fret ends, and I can slide very easily. Even the soft flesh, when you hold it like this and you have to travel along the guitar neck, won't get hurt. So fret ends is something for me. For example, it's very reluctant. If I buy a guitar and notice sharp fret ends, I send it back. I don't pay a new guitar to pay another. Here in France is 90 euros to take it to the luthier so he can soften the fret ends. So maybe you need to invest more to avoid this kind of problems. So I end this video on a narcissistic note. For me, the perfect guitar would be a light guitar, chambered or not. Beware of the chambered guitar. If it's chambered beneath plastic cavities, it's horrible, because when you tap the chambered guitar, the chambered part, it will make an awful plasticky noise. So chambered always on wood, not on plastic. It would be a light chambered guitar with multi-scale, with stainless steel frets, luminless side dots. I will try something different. I will try headless guitars. I'm thinking about Strandberg Boden original 7 strings. I leave now, you can see it on the video. Tell me what you think. Do you like it? Do you think it's too new? Too bizarre? Let me know in the comments. I hope this video was helpful for you to choose your guitar, beginner or not. First guitar, another guitar, replacement guitar. Now I think this video, not that I think, I hope that this video would have been helpful to you. It's now almost an hour. Don't hesitate to like, share. You can share it to your friends, to your family, in order to help them choose a guitar. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you guys on the next video.